and lesson 8. So now all that left to do is to make sure that when we press submit now, and this works and it gets saved in our local storage. With that in mind, we have to have an instance of Data Manager in our application, and let's put it as a single instance in our root, in our app, and just pass it as props. To do that, we will do Data Manager equals new Data Manager. This Data Manager, okay. So I hope this part is understandable. It's just I created a property and I'm passing it as a props into our add form where we're going now. And here we would, no, let's just go into test and we could have just continued in this test, but let's make another test. User can submit a new book. Here we would copy this part. We will make expect validation. What we would do is now we've changed the input and now we need to click this submit button. To do that, we might have used get by text, one of those methods in React testing library, but in this case, I'm going to use test ID. Component now get by test ID. Oh. Get by test ID. Submit. We're going to pass this into our fire event click. What should now happen? Now we should see that local storage get item books has one book. JSON parse item book. So expect books length to be 1. Expect books 0 name War and Peace. Okay, we have our test in place. We render an add form, we change the value of our input, we click on the submit button, we get value from local storage, we make assertions. Now our test will fail. Oh, I don't even run my test. Our test would fail because we don't have anything, any action here. Nothing happens. Well, there is one thing that will happen when you press on submit, and that would happen by the default behavior. Okay, that's not cool. That's my old code. Yeah, what happens here? What you just saw, that was my old code. I was playing around. Yeah, nothing goes into local storage now, and what happens, it reloads. That's the default browser behaviors. Browser thinks you're sending data somewhere, and because we don't, and all our tests are fail, it's a lot of errors here. Okay. What we need to have here on submit, we would have this handle submit, and let's write this handler. It would be pretty easy. So in handle submit, first we need to prevent default. Like we don't need to have this. We don't need this default browser behavior. We're not sending data anywhere. And even if we would, this is a single page application, we would do it with AJAX requests. So now we have this. And we have in our prompts data manager. So let's use structure it. Data manager. This props. Data manager, add, and we will take the name of the book from the state. I think that is it. That should make our test pass. Hopefully, but it doesn't because of what? Parse local storage get item books Cannot read proper lengths of null. Well, let's see if this even works. So test. So it does work, but it doesn't work in our test. And we see a whole lot of errors in here. Cannot read property add of undefined. Okay, let's see what we're passing here. Data manager into our form. And okay. Props. What we can do here is just debug this thing and console log with those props and see what it gets us. So we have data manager in here. Data manager is in here. Oh yeah, because when we're rendering it, we're passing it here, and we need, so it expects a data manager as a prop, and I did not think of that for some reason. What we do here is const data manager, and we pass this as a prop here, and we also need, oh, I already imported it. So I hope this is clear what we're doing here. We're doing the same, we're using in our test add form the same way we're using it here. We're passing a prop to it, that's data manager. And now we have another, now we have a syntax error. It's not book, it's books. Now I think hopefully all of our tests should pass. And yes, they all pass. All we need to do is remove this console log. It doesn't need it here. So yeah, this is it. This will be in the branch lesson 8 on GitHub.